Good afternoon and welcome to Spotlight in Business. I'm Tammy Defoe, President and founder of GTApreneurs, and have the pleasure of introducing to you today Kelly Nolan. She's a pharmacist and women's health expert at Avita Integrative Health. See, I can do it, right? Okay, we'll do it again. See, I can do it. I'm determined.
You got it.
Okay, so we'll do it one more time. Okay, so then just hold the smile. Good afternoon and welcome to Spotlight in Business. I'm Tammy Defoe, President and founder of GTApreneurs, and I have the pleasure of introducing to you today Kelly Nolan. She's a pharmacist and women's health expert at Avita Integrative Health, and she will be the guest speaker at GTApreneurs February 27th business networking event at Improve Canada. I'm so happy to have you here today, Kelly.
Thank you, Tammy.
You're very welcome, and looking forward to your presentation on the 27th. But first of all, tell us more about you.
Well, I am a pharmacist and a women's health expert. I've been in this industry for over 25 plus years. I'm very passionate about the work that I do with women. I'm also a #1 best-selling author. My book went #1 in November of 2022, and I call it a gift of hope for women because a lot of women are struggling to find their true answers. But I will quickly share my story that 3 months into writing the book in July 2021, I was surprisingly diagnosed with breast cancer. And the great thing of that, which may sound mystifying to say that, is it really created a much more well-rounded book with the emphasis of self-care for women, and especially when it comes around stress management. So I did learn a lot through that experience, and I do share my story because I think it's important for women to understand what can happen to them along the way. And I was told by my doctor that every woman has a 1 in 5 chance. So I think it's important that we do everything we can to stay healthy. And I came through it with flying colors.
Excellent. Well, I'm so happy to hear that. It's obviously scary probably when you first get the diagnosis, but hey, you're probably a good person to go to. I'm sure there's a lot of other women out there who'd be interested in learning more about you and how you can help them. So tell us more about your profession. So you're a pharmacist and you're a women's health expert with your own company. So what's the evolution and what's your kind of focus right now?
Well, my focus has been on women for a very long time. Since 2007, I started to work with the saliva hormone test, and that is the initial tool that I use with women to map out what I call their menopause journey or their perimenopausal journey. The issue for women is that there's a lot of myths and misconceptions out there, and my goal is to unravel those and to really provide clarity for women to understand that nothing is a cookie cutter. Everything needs to be a custom fit for them. We cannot make assumptions. And unfortunately, when assumptions are made, we can be in harm's way when it comes to working with hormone replacement or a birth control pill. A lot of women assume that they are depleted in estrogen, and that really isn't the truth. So it all starts with that saliva hormone test. So we're not guessing or making any assumptions. We know exactly what road we're going to take with them.
Nice. Yeah, no, I'm glad you mentioned that with the not the cookie cutter, because that is something that I've run into with some people, especially some people that they sell supplements. They're just like, okay, this is what you have to take. They never ask me about my health, if I have health conditions or if I take medications or anything like that. So I definitely, think that is important where you have to, understand the person first and then recommend something based on their actual situation.
Very much, very much. Well, we all have a different history. We have some women are on medications. Some of them have had a hysterectomy. Some of them are using an IUD. So everyone, as I would say, everyone tells a different story, and everything needs to be taken into account. We're not just looking at symptoms. We're actually looking at root cause. And with the supplements, when it's properly targeted, we can actually work on many unexpected areas, such as digestion and liver function, and those also provide a foundation of support that the supplements will work much more efficiently.
Yeah, and so, people may be thinking, oh, pharmacist, oh, I don't want to take drugs, or maybe, oh, I want to, right? So I think there's just a lot of confusion out there. Everyone wants to do everything natural all the time, but maybe sometimes, medication's important and then supplements. So you're going to look at the whole aspect of things.
No, I don't judge women's choices. I think they have to do what they feel is best for them. However, the education piece is very important. We can't all just be on the same dosage of HRT. It doesn't make sense. And again, a lot of women will test estrogen dominant, so they're really putting themselves in harm's way. You know, we don't want to necessarily, though, like we're saying, you don't want to go to the Wild West at the health food store and start self-selecting and guessing. And not that I think there would be any harm done, but it can be a very frustrating, disappointing journey because you're not getting that exact fit that you need, and you may not get any or little results from that.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I mean, you can spend a lot of money at the health food stores, right? All these different
Right?
supplements. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. And there's all different brands out there, you know, and I mean, how do you know which is one better than the other one, right? Or, you know, there's a lot of questions. So,
Sometimes I call it the herb of the month mentality, because maybe we're just going by what, you know, someone else is taking, which
yeah.
is fine, but again, it's not gonna, may not be the right dosage, the right formula for you. Really, the best way to run a program is that it's a multi-targeted program. And that again goes back to the saliva test where you test 5 hormone levels.
Mhm. Interesting, very interesting. So can you tell us about some recent people you've helped?
There's so many women in my community right now. It's a very exciting process for me to watch, to be honest. Just really watch the transformation of women when they get onto the right program. They get more clarity, that their brain fog starts to go, their energy increases, their digestion gets better. They start to release unwanted weight, if that is, you know, one area of concern for them. So again, the benefit of the supplements is that it's a very far-reaching process for them, that they can start to work with on multiple symptoms, and they're pleasantly surprised at how quickly the results start to turn.
Nice.
I often they see results, not full resolution, of course, but they will start to see changes in the first couple of weeks, and that's just how it rolls all the time.
Nice. So when people first come to you, and women, you're usually working with women, like what are kind of symptoms are they having that they should maybe wake up and say, okay, I don't have to live like this?
Well, anxiety is a big one,
Okay.
brain fog, lack of clarity, poor sleeping, which affects their energy levels, night sweats. Their cortisol often can be high, which can affect their work performance. I have women that are, no matter what job we're in, we need to be able to focus and you know, put our best foot forward and have our game face on. So when you're in meetings and you're suddenly inundated with unexpected anxiety, can be very difficult to function. Libido's another one. Body image. You know, it's like we wake up one day and look in the mirror and go, what the heck? You know,
Mhm.
how did I come to this age, and why? Maybe I just wasn't paying attention
Mhm.
because I'm so busy with all my responsibilities of work and home. And then all of a sudden it really hits hard, and then you don't know where to go or where to turn.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
think it's a very hard place. It's a very challenging place for women.
Mhm.
And I'm just always encouraging them that there are answers for them. They just need to be answers very specific to them. And often I think women don't realize how bad they're feeling until they get to the other side of feeling good.
Yeah.
And then they wonder how they function in that place with all the responsibilities. Self-care is super important, and women at times struggle to put themselves first, and I get it. I'm a mother too of 4 kids. However, if you don't take care of yourself, who's going to take care of the kids?
That's right. Yeah.
At some point, the self-care, I think, should become a big priority for us, with
Mhm.
the ultimate goal of preventing disease states.
Right, for sure. Yeah, because that's the worst thing you want to do. I mean, if you get some sort of major disease, then that really takes you out from, helping your kids or you just living your life in general. So the whole preventative approach is, the best approach then.
Well, I believe what I've done for myself for the last 25 years is what helped me survive my diagnosis.
Mhm.
And I was never on hormone replacement or birth control pills, but we don't have control on our environment. We don't have control necessarily on what's going on in the food sources, so that we're still at risk. However, if you have a good foundation of support, then I believe that you can get through those circumstances, you know, a win-win, really. However, if women, and men too, I'm going to address speak to them as
Okay.
well,
Yep.
because they do struggle in silence as well.
Mhm.
I believe what I see is if you don't do anything to support that undercurrent of your hormone balance, at some point, there's a tipping point where your body just can't rebalance itself. And then we end up seeing disease states like diabetes and cholesterol and hypertension. And often we end up, with a bag of pills that we really didn't want to have. It just seems to get progressive on us because there are so many imbalances within our body at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
The saliva test really is a correction. It helps us to make corrections.
Mhm. Well, look, I'm really looking forward to hearing your presentation
Thank
on
you.
the 27th, right? I know this is a huge topic. We could talk about it forever, but definitely
It
something
is.
that's, yeah, really important for people. And I mean, myself, I'm now 49, so I'm in that kind
There you go.
of demographic where I'm like, oh my God, look at my neck is getting wrinkly, right? You're like,
Oh, you look awesome.
thank you
You
so
look awesome.
much. Well, look, thanks so much for coming today on the show. I really appreciate your time.
I appreciate it as well. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.